Next, let's queer at politics. Most anti-LGBTQ plus laws failed to pass in 2024. Is the tide turning or just a pause? In the realm of legislation affecting LGBTQ plus communities, a curious trend has emerged. Despite a surge in proposed bills targeting gay and transgender Americans, this year very few have actually passed into law. In Florida, all but one bill got rejected, while 20 bills got declined in West Virginia. Georgia concluded its session without passing any of the 24 Republican proposals, Iowa lawmakers, having introduced or carried over 36 bills, passed only one before adjourning. This phenomenon raises speculation on whether the fervor to restrict LGBTQ plus rights is waning, even in the states where Republicans hold significant power, including supermajorities and governorships. Anti-LGBTQ plus bills have faced hurdles. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, only 20 bills have successfully passed so far, a stark 400% decline from last year's tally. This shift promotes strategies on both sides to observe a growing reluctance among Republicans to hinge their reelection campaigns on cultural wars. While certain policies like banning transgender athletes from participating in sports corresponding to their gender identity may garner public support, polls suggest these issues don't top voters' priority lists. Jeff Graham, the executive director of Equality Georgia, fears this relief might just be a pause. He also points out that this trend is proof that Americans are pushing back, saying enough is enough. Wow, that's a lot to unpack. But, you know, I remember recently we had Equality Florida was here, and they were talking about when they went up to the state and all the work that they had done up there. And I think the takeaway I got from that was everything that was proposed and even the bill that passed, so much was removed before it was passed. So the amount that is in those bills is far more damaging than they could have been. So I think that's an important takeaway.
Well, I think we have to also realize that the laws that are being proposed, the harm that it has already done to the LGBT community, whether the law passes or not, is undeniable because it just embraces all of the hate against our community. And I think that's the legacy of these bills is that just presenting them as a potential law, or don't say gay or anything else. Even though they've repealed that here in Florida, do you think every teacher in the state of Florida is comfortable with what they can and cannot say in a classroom and is still worried about their job? Believe me, they are.
I think presenting the bill is just as scary as if it gets passed.
Yeah, absolutely.
We often talk here about small wins. I don't think this is one. I think it doesn't correlate in that sense of, oh, this is a good thing for us. I think it's another one of, hey, look over there. But I think that we should be worried anytime something like this gets presented, regardless of if it passes or not, because the thought is there, that it's what they want. So.
And the impact that it has, especially on youth, is undeniable. Just suicide ideation, searches, fear, all of that skyrockets in a state when something like this is just proposed, doesn't even need to pass. And I don't know that it's a pause or that it's a good thing per se, but I do think that some people who are not already hardcore against our community are realizing, like, this is too much. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I can't afford groceries. I don't care about them. And it's like, okay, that's all right. Don't care about us if it means that people will stop attacking us for 2 seconds.
That's what I definitely read it as. It's more of people it's not the priority of people to think about LGBTQ plus rights. Right now, they're like, I need to put food on my table. And I don't think that it's a pause at all. They're continuously working behind the scenes to take away more and more of the disenfranchised rights.
Absolutely.